Our veteran today is being sponsored by Representative Baker. Representative Baker, you're recognized to introduce the Veteran of the Week.
Good morning, members. It is my pleasure to introduce to you today our Veteran of the Week, Staff Sergeant Ron Funck of El Reno. Also with Mr. Funck today is his beautiful wife, Kathy. She's over to the side. The two have been married 46 years, and they have 3 married children, Tammy, Joe, and Ryan. Let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Funck. Mr. Funck is a 1966 graduate of El Reno High School, and he holds a bachelor's degree from Southern Nazarene University. He served as co-manager of a Humpty Dumpty grocery store for the Allied Supermarkets Company from 1965 to 1969, and then he joined the U.S. Army. He served in the Army from 1969 to 1975, serving in the Jungle Training School in Panama and in the 4th Infantry Division during Vietnam. After Mr. Funk's Army service, he went to work as co-owner of the Snappy Sack convenience stores from 1979 to 1984. He then served in the Oklahoma Army National Guard from 1987 to 2008 and then retired. Mr. Funck served as a non-commissioned officer at the Family Notification Team for the Oklahoma Army National Guard after the Murrah building bombing in Oklahoma City. Mr. Funck also has served in the Guard office at the Military Entrance Processing Station in Oklahoma City and as production recruiter for the Full-Time Recruiting and Retention Force. He has presented the Flag Show and other multimedia events. He's sponsored by the Oklahoma Army National Guard at nearly every high school in the state. Mr. Funck has also served 2 terms in public office as the Canadian County Assessor and served in every officer's position in the Oklahoma Assessors Association. He retired from this in 2010. Mr. Funck is a member of the VFW and the American Legion. As we approach Memorial Day, it is particularly poignant to me to recognize a veteran who has devoted so much of his life in service to our nation and in helping young people understand their role in helping to keep us as a nation of liberty. It is again my extreme pleasure to present Staff Sergeant Funck as our Veteran of the Week. Please help make him welcome and afford him all the privileges of the House. We're so proud of you. Madam Clerk, if you will read the citation.
Clerk will read.
Whereas Ronnie Funck served honorably in the United States Army from 1965 to 1969. During this time, he served at the Jungle Training School in Panama and also served in Vietnam. And whereas Ronnie Funck also served as a non-commissioned officer on the Family Notification Team after the Murrah bombing in Oklahoma City, on the Oklahoma National Guard office at the Military Entrance Processing Station, and as a presenter in the Flag Show presentation sponsored by the Oklahoma Army National Guard, which was presented in nearly every high school in the state. And whereas the state of Oklahoma holds our veterans in the highest esteem and appreciates the sacrifices and contributions they have made to preserve our freedoms and way of life. And whereas the Oklahoma State Legislature takes great pride in honoring Ronnie Funck, now therefore pursuant to the motion of Representative Rhonda Baker and Senator Lonnie Paxton, the Oklahoma State Legislature extends to Ronnie Funck sincere commendations and directs that this citation be presented.
Mr. Funck, if you would like to say a few words to our members, we would appreciate that.
Mr. Funck, you're recognized.
Thank you. The first thing I want to do is thank my wife. When you're in a branch of the service, not only are you spending a lot of hours doing different projects, but she's at home by herself, and so I spent a lot of time on the road, and I don't regret that. One of the special things I did was the Oklahoma Guard came up with a flag presentation program. It was called Star Spangled Tribute. It was a special honor for me because I don't think you get enough history on specific things like about how the flags came about and the role that soldiers and citizen soldiers played in the defense of our nation. It also instilled some patriotism, and I love reading the comments from the kids because keeping a room full of high school's kids' attention for 45 minutes or an hour is a challenging thing, and some of them were so enlightening. I go back and read them today because hopefully those young people are starting to grow up and they will remember those special things I learned about the flag, about the country, and about the people that defended this country so that we enjoy the freedoms. I particularly want to thank the state of Oklahoma because they've always honored veterans and they always try to do special things for veterans. And as a veteran, I know, and I know others would say the same thing, that they're thankful for the things that you've provided for us, not only during service, but after retirement. I would be remiss if I didn't say something about how the service has benefited me. I always tell my children, I show them the grades that I had before I went in the service because I had a break in service. And I came back and I had a 4.0 average, and I told them, I said, I know you probably don't believe that, but that's the same person that barely struggled to get through those freshman and sophomore classes. So the things that you pick up, the things you learn about discipline go with you the rest of your life, and even into your whatever your faith is and all those things. And I want to also thank God for the things that how He's changed my life and made me aware that it's not just about me, it's about people around us. I appreciate, this is one of the greatest honors that I've ever had.
We appreciate you.
And I've had some medals and things like that. But I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You will now lead us in the song.
Thank you.
Will the members and guests in the gallery please rise as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance? Sergeant Funck, you are recognized to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Representative Baker, you're recognized.
And we want to present to you this flag that has been flown over the Oklahoma State Capitol to say thank you for your service. Thank you, sir.
There you go.